This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Let's talk about pets, baby. Let's talk about ticks and fleas. All the fun things that we see. Smart tips and tricks guaranteed.
Welcome to episode 3. 3 is a good, solid number. 3 is a solid. It's uneven, and we love that. Let's talk about pets. It's our podcast. We talk about pets. We got stuff to talk about, and reviews, and products, and things, and we talk about it here. And I am Kat.
Ooh, I'm Nessie.
And that's Nessie. And we're your hosts. So let's dive right in. This one is about intestinal parasites.
For starters, I gotta get through to that section.
You're fine. It's not all of us are prepared.
And start with a review for Nature's Miracles. It is a stain and odor remover, everyday mess enzymatic formula, 24 ounces. And Renancy Aldo,
you and these names. I can feel you're just coming up with it on the spot.
Yeah, as you're like, he left a 5-star review, verified purchase for this item. He's very excited about it. And I want to share with you why he's so excited. Okay. The best stain remover for pet and laundry is the title. You're not ready for this. You're so not ready.
It's warm already.
I have always used it with pet accidents, but used it when I was out of laundry spot cleaner with much better results. I was sick and threw up, in parentheses, red sauce. On the carpet, the white expensive fabric blinds, the lampshade, parentheses, emotion sickness. 2 days later, I cleaned everything as if it was new. Used it in the wash on my shirt, pajamas, towel. They all looked perfect. Kind of odd, gross situation, but impressive results.
How did he get on the blinds?
You do like the exorcism spray vomit across the whole living room. This man said the lampshade, the blinds, his pajamas, the towel, like it was on everything.
Was he just profusely projectile vomiting red sauce?
And then he cleaned it up 2 days later.
It'd be like that sometimes, though. Like, when you're sick and you have to clean up, I get it. But, 2 days of red sauce sitting and it got it out, that's what's up.
That's impressive.
That's what's up.
I mean, not only does it work on your pet accidents, but your lampshades.
And red sauce. Yeah. Wow. That was a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready. You're right.
I tried to tell you.
I wasn't.
Renancy Aldo I might have changed his name already, but he had a time.
He got it.
But Nature's Miracle was to the rescue.
I'm glad he needed a miracle for that. He did. That sounded dramatic. All right. You're walking your dog outside. They do what dogs do. They squat. They poop. And then you glance at it because we all be looking at it. Right. You can't say you don't.
Yeah,
I do.
No, I don't check it all the time because I have other things to do, but
sometimes I'm like,
yeah, you good today? Yeah.
You good?
Touching.
And then you see worms. Oh my God. Wriggling, doing what worms do.
Yeah. Oh no. I'm terrified.
Gross.
Yeah. Gross.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about butt worms today and how awful they are. And what do we do? And should we panic?
I want to panic.
Don't panic.
Okay.
Deep breaths. And
I'm about to push this panic button right here.
Don't eject right now. We're in this.
Yeah. Okay. Thank. I'm gonna hold my composure for a moment, but do know, I could push it.
You could panic, but we're not gonna panic.
Okay,
we're gonna take a deep breath and we're gonna learn about butt worms. Learn about them butt worms.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we can do this.
So, intestinal parasites are very common in animals, especially puppies. And puppies. But things that aren't on prevention.
Episode 3, it's prevention again. Prevention. Oh my God.
There are several types of intestinal parasites, and we're going to talk about them. There's hookworms. There's whipworms. Gross. There's roundworms, tapeworms, coccidia, and giardia.
Girl, that list.
Which are less worms and more like protozoan, but we'll get there.
Okay.
So what are they? They live in the intestinal tract of your pets. Very common in puppies, like I said. You need microscopic evaluation to diagnose eggs in the feces.
I like all of this. Yeah.
So, if you're seeing wormy boys, butt worms, work with your vet. Work with, that's something you should be like, hey, by the way, last seat, a worm.
With my very own 2 eyeballs.
Talk about roundworms, baby.
Talk about all the things.
That was great in front of them. You're doing great today. Roundworm, Toxicara canis. Their genus name.
What? Okay, they want to sound like a villain.
Yeah. So puppies, very common for puppies for sure. They can actually get this from their mother through the placenta in the womb.
Okay.
They can also get it while nursing. But larva is also ingested by, more commonly, licking surfaces contaminated with infected feces or eating the feces, because dogs do be doing that.
Seen it.
I've seen it. It's pretty horrendous. The eggs hatch and then penetrate the intestinal wall. They migrate through the liver, reach the lungs via the bloodstream, and then they cough them up, they swallow them, and then they mature into adults in the small intestine. Oh, that's horrific. And then puppies are very prone to it because they don't have very good immune system and things like that. Symptoms: lack of growth, a pot belly appearance, diarrhea, loss of condition, things like that.
They happen to have diarrhea. Nature's miracle, from what I'm to understand.
It's got you.
Even 2 days later, it got you. Yeah.
The bad thing about a lot of these intestinal parasites is that you can get them from your dog. So you have to be very cautious when you're cleaning up poop and things like that. Wash your hands. Don't eat it.
Don't eat it.
Don't eat poop.
Don't bite them nails right as soon as you clean up a duke.
Oh,
yeah. So does that make it a zoonotic disease?
Does that mean make it a zoonotic disease?
Which basically is just, it can be transferred between species, person to dog, dog to person, along with other species as well.
So don't go out there licking poop, y'all.
Don't you be one of those. I have a review for a product on Amazon. It is a candle that says, "Light me when the dog farts."
Oh, it's so cute.
This is also a 5-star review. It is verified by Llama. Llama left this review.
Sounders.
Okay. It's a candle, which is impressive. Very descriptive.
We're there.
When I ordered this item, I was under the impression that it could be used to light dog farts. Admittedly, this raised some concern on my part. What with tails and furry butts? But I was intrigued. It turns out it's actually just a scented candle that you can use to overcome or mask noxious odors. I have had a gaseous dog in the past, but none of the current pack is cursed with excessive flatulence. So in order to test this product, I had to resort to human trials. Oh, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. The candle emits a pleasant lavender scent. It has a wick. You can light it. It's a candle. What more can I say?
There is no way that's a real one. I mean, I see it. Was she putting that candle up to her dog's butthole? It was like, light it, but no, you got that. I don't know. I think your Williams right now. Only that
it was not lit by dog farts. So I think that was a fail. And so when it didn't work, she resorted to human trials.
She was farting on that candle. She was
like, "Hey, am I over the wick? Give me the mirror.
Make sure you was happening. You gotta shut them blinds, girls. Make sure you clean out the pasta sauce. Shut the blinds.
Yeah. Get the pasta sauce off your blinds and shut them before you test the wick.
Shoot, squeezing one out on that wick.
Wild.
That is wild. Yeah.
I think the words she used to describe is like, I haven't heard them in a long time, like noxious odors, gaseous dogs, excessive flatulence. Like, this person is well educated, and she just wanted you to know she went through the trials of this candle. And it does what candles do for the most part, but you cannot light it with your dog fart.
All right. Learned a thing.
Thank you, Llama.
You can't shoot flames and light the candle, but you will smell lavender. I like it. So while we're talking about butts, hookworms. They are passing the feces of infected animals, like most of them are. They can be ingested from eating infected feces or licking surfaces, just like the other one. But it can penetrate the skin of your pet and migrate from the blood to the lungs, migrate to the small intestine after being coughed up and swallowed like the previous. Gross. So the fact that you could step on it and it could go in your pet's feet, like your skin.
Mm-hmm. I'm following you. I'm not excited about this.
Yeah. Hookworms, they like to suck blood and things, so they can cause anemia, especially in young puppies. They leave open wounds behind when they migrate from place to place, so that can cause like bloody diarrhea, like dark tar-like feces, and weight loss, loss of appetite. It can even make it to where puppies, if it goes on long enough, will need like blood transfusions in severe cases, and it can be fatal. So, prevention!
It's crazy how many things can be prevented with just one small monthly thing.
Hookworms can be less than 0.5 inches long and small in diameter. They're hard to see with the naked eye.
So they're small boy. They're not a subway.
No, like you'd probably see a roundworm. A roundworm in the feces, and like you'd see tapeworms and stuff. But the hookworm is very small. So, whippy worms.
Okay.
They live in the cecum and the colon, which is the large intestine. Eggs are ingested and they move from the small intestine, where the larvae live, to the large intestines, where adults live. In light infections, sometimes animals can have no symptoms. But with large amounts of whippy worms, they can have diarrhea, weight loss, serious infections, anemia, hematochezia, which is bloody diarrhea, can occur. Whipworms pass microscopic eggs in the stool, and the eggs are resistant to drying and heat, so they can remain alive in the environment for up to 5 years.
Oh, God. Wow. That's a long time.
That's a long time.
They're like as indestructible as fleas.
Yeah. You can get whipworms from your pet as well. So, like I said, don't eat poop.
Interesting that you say that, because
Not to eat poop?
Yes, because I have this review for a dog park called Fort Wolf Dog Park, which is in Fort Worth, Texas. It's a 2-star review by Austin.
Okay, Austin.
Okay,
My roommate's name.
And it's a 2-star review. Austin says, "Make the owners eat their dog poo or just pick it up. And the idiot's not bringing food. It would be nicer."
Not bringing food? Why would you bring food to a dog park?
I don't know, but apparently people do. I mean, maybe they want to catch a quick lunch while they're watching their dog play, but I think it attracts all the dogs. And I guess if your dog is doing a duke, right, and you're not picking it up, Austin here thinks that either you pick it up or you have to eat it, and then you'll have hookworms.
Yeah, hookworms, whipworms, and roundworms.
Yeah, so Austin, actually, that is probably illegal and you can't make them eat it, but I feel your pain because that's how diseases is spread.
Yeah, right. You're walking, you feel squish under your foot.
Oh no, not the squish!
Yeah, and then you have to do the walk of shame where you like drag your foot on the grass. We hate it.
We do hate that.
Pick up your poop. Bring poopy bags. They're not expensive.
They're not. I have tons of them at home.
Yeah.
Not that I think that matters in this way.
You need some. We got tons. In my case, I have to bring a Walmart bag because I got a Great Dane, but it's fine. Read another one.
Okay. This is for Willow Creek Paw Park in Saginaw, Texas. If that's not how you say it, my bad, y'all. I don't get out much.
Someone in Saginaw is going to be like, it's Saginaw.
I'm sorry. I'm not from there. I don't know your native ways. And this is from Lenora, and she left us a 3-star, well, not us, she left them a 3-star review, and it said, can be beautiful, in all caps. But you can definitely lose a kid in the grass, and the ant mounds are everywhere, too. So,
Where's Jimmy?
I feel like maybe I feel like she has some experience and she's lost a kid in that.
She's like, where is he at? I see the dog. I don't see Jimmy.
And what had happened was the ant mounds got to Jimmy. You know what I mean?
Oh no, it's Jimmy.
Oh no.
What happened to Jimmy?
The ant mounds or the poisonous spiders are
Oh my gosh. Dragging your foot in the line. It's a whole thing where Charlotte's Web. Yeah.
Charlotte's Web had set it up for the red ants all along.
Oh man.
I think that it's funny that she thinks the park has so much potential. The problem is that she lost Jimmy in the graph.
I love how she lost Jimmy first and not the dog. She's like, I know where the dog is. Where's my kid? Hey, he's having the time of his life counting ants.
Do be careful. The red ants bite back.
They do. All right. Tapeworms.
Ogre.
Transferred from infected fleas. Tapeworms are very common that can affect dogs and cats. They're long, flat, and segmented, and the segments have eggs inside of them. They can look like grains of rice. They're spread through infected dogs' feces like the other ones, but they can be seen in the stool and the fur around the dog's anus or in their bedding because they look like little rice boys. Fleas and rodents ingest the tapeworm eggs found in the environment, and then they hatch into larvae and live inside of them. And then after a dog ingests a flea or a rodent carrying the tapeworm larvae, adult tapeworms develop and live in the small intestines. They attach to the linings of the dog's gut, and they feed off the nutrients and suck the life force out. I'm just kidding. Energy vampires. Anyway, so the segments periodically break off in the intestine, and they pass through the dog's feces, which is where they become visible to owners. So your dog will scoot or drag their butt to relieve the itchiness. You can see the segments, like I said, that look like little grains of rice. And then that is terrible. So prevention. But also you can treat it with praziquantel, which is a deworming medication. But of course, consult your veterinarian who can prescribe something to get rid of them. Flea control is important. Routine flea preventions, collars, topicals, oral chews, treat the environment, home, yard, all of that stuff. And then typically you can keep them on a monthly dewormer, which can be combined with heartworm prevention. So just make sure to pay attention to what is in your heartworm flea, all that stuff, because a lot of them cover intestinal parasites too.
So this isn't necessarily a review, but it is in the same vein as our tapeworms that we're talking about. So I found a Reddit thread, and it is, do tapeworms make good pets?
Absolutely.
And actually, an anonymous user responded, and yes, and they gave some reasons why, which I feel like is fair to share at the moment. Because for number one, it says they're easy to care for. You just need to make some space for them in your intestine. And that's, I mean, honestly, that works. They are good company. They're with you no matter where you go once they settle down. Okay.
Low maintenance.
They do recommend that you keep them away from their natural predators, which is your local doctor. They will try and take your friend tapeworm away from you.
Yeah.
They also say they are adorable. They have a lovable face. If you have an electron microscope.
Ugh! That is not adorable.
Yeah.
That is nightmarish. Yeah.
They're cheap. Yep. So a dog, they estimate, can cost $300 to buy. A tapeworm costs as much money as a slab of uncooked meat.
Oh no.
And the packaging is edible and nutritious. So they come in the form of uncooked meat, which provides you with protein boost and cuts the cost of your energy bill.
To lose weight.
Yeah. So those are the reasons that this anonymous person gave on Reddit why you should have a tapeworm as a pet. I don't think it's for me.
I don't think it's for me either. I feel like maybe we could just eat some vegetables.
Like a good veggie.
I just get a dog or something.
Right. He said it wasn't cost effective in his life. So, I mean, honestly, to each their own. But I'm probably not going to get a tapeworm pet.
No, I'm good. And now that I know what they look like, we're negative.
Yeah.
I might put that on our Facebook page.
Yeah. That thing will probably haunt me in my dreams.
Yeah, no, don't get a pet tapeworm.
If you guys are interested to see the electron microscope picture of a tapeworm face, we will put it on our Facebook.
Yeah. Take a gander. It's terrifying.
How do they find our Facebook?
Let's talk about pets on Facebook.com.
Cool.
That's it. That's how you find it. That's the whole thing.
Okay.
All right. The next one I'm going to talk about is less a worm and more a protozoan. It's called coccidia. It can cause GI signs in dogs and cats. Many species of coccidia infect the intestinal tracts of your pets, but they are host specific, so they only want the dog or the cat. And it's rarely passed to humans because it's like specific to the host, like the different kinds. So these tiny celled parasites live in the wall of the intestine. They're very common in puppies, but they can infect adult dogs as well as cats. But it can cause diarrhea that's watery or bloody, or as mucus, weight loss, dehydration. Some signs of severe coccidia in puppies and dogs includes not eating, vomiting, depression, and it can even cause death in severe cases. Right? However, some dogs with coccidia can be asymptomatic and not show any signs of being infected, but they can still shed the egg in their feces and infect other dogs or puppies. So it's important that your dog has a fecal exam at their annual veterinary visits, a fecal float, to check and make sure that we don't have wormies. They can get coccidia by ingesting the immature coccidia from contaminated environments such as soil or feces that contains it. But young puppies are most likely to become infected when they're exposed to contaminated dog feces due to their underdeveloped immune system. So that's why it's important for puppies to have multiple fecal exams throughout their puppy visits with their veterinarian. And even stressful situations like traveling or moving to a new home or environment, immunosuppression, or like chronic diseases can make puppies more susceptible to coccidia. Dogs cannot pass coccidia to cats, even if the cat's exposed to the feces, because they are host specific and cats have their own coccidia that they like to get. The disease is self-limiting, and during most animals' lives, they don't show like illness, but if it's like really like bad and severe, they can have like diarrhea and dehydration and things like that can occur. So it's important to get rid of infections because they can have nasty poo and just not do well. So ask your vet if your dog has coccidia, what medication they need to be put on. Okay, so nasty poo. Pasty feces is very descriptive.
So, excuse me, what happened?
Pasty feces, like
light color.
Like a paste.
So we're talking consistency here. Cool. The same dog park, Willow Creek Paw Park, in once again Saginaw, Texas.
Saginaw.
This one is from Randy, and Randy left 3 stars, and he said it's a nice park, great for jogging, not so good for disc golf though. So Randy, just real quick, are you going to the Paw Park, Willow Creek Paw Park, to jog and play disc golf through the mounds of apparently tall grass that you lose children in, ants and feces?
Is there a disc golf course?
I think so.
Is there one there? So like,
It doesn't, it doesn't say. I mean, it's honestly just a big open dog park, and he thinks that this should be where he plays disc golf with Chad.
I do feel like the dog park's not the best place for disc golf because squishing under your feet and maybe the spike.
And you might find Jimmy in the tall grass. Like, you might run Jimmy over. He's down there counting the ants, and you done tripped over Jimmy.
Or you throw your frisbee and then you hear a thump. It's like, there's Jimmy.
Hold on, give me the frisbee. I'm gonna find Jimmy.
There's Jimmy.
And in the recon mission,
no, poor Jimmy. He's done got bitten by spiders.
I really want to visit this dog park because I found another 3-star review for the same dog park. And this one,
why would you want, after all these reviews, why would you want to go to them?
Because you're about to see. This one is John Jacob, okay?
Jacob G.
Right, is what I was thinking. And it's 3 stars, and it says, lady in the shoe department is not friendly at all. Why capitals all, not friendly at all. Like, the lady in the shoe department in this dog park was just not helpful.
And the shoe department?
Yeah. So while you're there to play your disc golf and jogging and chase Jimmy in the tall grass, you may go visit the shoe department, but be warned, the lady there's not friendly.
I'm so confused.
This dog park is wild.
Why does it have a shoe department?
Because it also has a disc golf course. I don't know.
Do you rent shoes do you have special shoes for disc golf? I'm so confused. This dog park sounds wild.
Yes.
Spiders, tall grass, Jimmy's gone. The shows.
Yeah. I am ready to visit this dog park 100%.
You know, you better wear a long jacket for the ants and the spiders. Grab your flashlight.
Maybe the shoe department is where you buy your big, tall, like, boots. So that they don't get in your shoes.
Yeah.
But apparently, I don't know. Like, girl, why are you so mad? Is it because you work in the shoe department at the dog park?
And so when you squish under their foot, they're like, oh, need no shoes.
But actually, that might be a good racket. Anyone trying to do a portable business venture, sell shoes at a dog park for folks who step in the dew.
The lawn scrubbing didn't work. Need new shoes. Cool dog park. You might get roundworms there, but
right.
Giardia. It's an intestinal infection in humans and animals caused by a microscopic protozoan. It's not a worm. It's more of a one-celled parasitic species, but it's spread from infected feces. It can sometimes be present without clinical signs, but when it does have clinical signs, it can cause, again, diarrhea, weight loss, vomiting. It can be spread from animals to people. It can be transmitted by eating or sniffing the cysts from contaminated ground or by drinking contaminated water. They attach themselves to the intestinal wall, and the damage causes acute, sudden onset of foul-smelling diarrhea.
Oh my God. I'm not down for that. Get my nature's miracle out.
Yeah, they can have weight loss, chronic intermittent diarrhea, fatty stool. It can range from soft to watery. It can occasionally contain blood. Descriptive words.
Yeah,
very bad.
Very.
It can have
also maybe the time to light your lavender scented dog park candle.
Yeah, if your dog is about to blow one out,
you
just
have like that
shoot flames.
Bloody yes. I think it's time for that dog park candle.
If sufficient numbers are present, clinical signs of damage to the intestinal wall will develop. It is very common in densely populated environments such as kennels and pet stores, animal shelters. It's very hard to diagnose on a fecal float, so most vets send feces to a laboratory for analysis. Ask your vet for treatment. Prevent your dog from drinking from unknown water sources. Keep the environment clean. Monitor dog for, if your dog's having diarrhea, maybe go to the vet.
Okay, yeah.
Fecal flotation is how veterinarians and veterinary medicine test to diagnose intestinal parasites it can detect eggs and things like that. So we primarily use a sugar or salt solution, such as zinc sulfate or sodium nitrate. They provide the proper specific gravity so that the parasite eggs float to the top, the debris stays at the bottom, and then you can put it on a microscope and see the different kinds of eggs. But like I said, it's hard to diagnose Giardia on a fecal float. So they're probably going to send it off to the lab. So we make a poop soup and we look at it under a microscope.
You know, something about a poop soup is really it's getting me excited about work, you know?
Yeah? You like poop soup?
I do enjoy that all. I can get down with that.
It's pretty crusty. It gets stinky in the back of the neck, but it's necessary. Poop's very important.
It is. It's a great diagnostic tool.
Back to what I said at the beginning of this episode, prevention is key. Put your dogs on prevention.
I know you feel like we're obsessed with it, but you have a good reason.
It's important. It's important because a lot of them prevent intestinal parasites, and then you're good.
Of course, get with your veterinarian, pick the right one for your situation, all that fun stuff, but just do something. The pros really outweigh the cons. We're 3 episodes in, and literally, I'm so excited that prevention exists.
Prevention is important. Okay, yeah. Okay. Everyone's like, this lady just needs to stop saying that P word.
Yeah. Also, okay. I have 2 things. I have a review, but I also have a if a worm had a dating profile. So this is Cherry Palmer Memorial Dog Park, and it is in Birmingham, Alabama. It is 2 stars by Radish.
Radish.
Okay, Radish. Let's tell us about your time at the park, right?
Mm-hmm.
The park is run down. I've witnessed the people that mow the grass destroy the dog toys, the gates, and the benches. The man on the mower has just burst through the gates. 2 of them are broke, and the dogs can get out. He throws the benches, and some are cracked. Same with the dog toys. They no longer work.
Yeah, it sounds like he hates his job.
So here we go. We have Jimmy at this other dog park getting lost in the grass. And then here at Cherry Palmer in Alabama, they're like, hey, we got this guy. He cuts our grass. But he is probably the Hulk. Like, he's throwing benches and running over the dog toys, crashing his lawnmower through the gate, just breaking the gate down.
He hates his job. He's like, I'm tired of all this dog poop on grass.
He doesn't want to be there. He sounds like he's just getting out some frustration in these people's dog park. And she's witnessed it with her own eyes.
Be careful. Probably throw your dog.
Don't be there in his way, because he's not stopping for anything. Not even a closed gate.
Oh, man. I could imagine just watching this man mowing the grass. He's like, oh! It rows open.
What are these benches made out of? Like, are they
the benches?
They like a concrete bench? They couldn't be. They gotta be like those little plastic ones. If he's just picking up and like chucking it across the dog park.
Well, why aren't they connected to the ground is what I don't understand.
They must not be worried about people jacking them.
I'm gonna take this.
This is a nice bench.
It was a nice boulder. I like that boulder.
It'll go real nice in my yard. So they're not worried about that. But this guy thinks they're in his way, so it's going. Like, don't be in his way when this guy's chugging benches and dog toys. It's gonna throw Jimmy. Jimmy better not be in the grass this day.
Poor Jimmy. He's been through it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guy. I'm sorry, Jimmy. I have one more thing that I found, and it is common myth. We should start with, if I don't see any worms in the stool, it means my dog don't have worms. True, false?
False.
Okay, that's why we're doing the
Fecal Float.
Okay, cool.
Fecal Float Party.
I had to verify because it just was a little bit.
They're microscopic sometimes, like the eggs and stuff are. You're not always going to see worms in the feces. So, fecal floats are very important. Like I said, sometimes they can be asymptomatic for certain types of these worms. So it's important to check the feces every year. make sure that we don't have any lingering parasites.
And really quick, I just want to go over this dating profile that I came across in Cosmos
For tapeworm.
for, actually this one is for Toxoplasma gondii.
Oh, no.
Okay. Just see if you want to swipe right on them. Okay.
Absolutely.
Do you love cats? So do I. They're my favorite animal. Although I can weasel my way into a vertebrate animal if that I want to, including weasels, that's not one of the reasons why I'm called the most successful parasite on Earth. I'm the clever parasite that has learned to manipulate the brains of rodents so that they become fearless morons around felines. Normally, mice and rats scurry away from the scent of a cat, but not when I'm in their head. What turns me on? Long romantic walks through the hollows of a cat's innards. I love to groove under the moist sheets of their intestinal epithelium to the musical stylings of Cat Stevens. If we have kids, I promise to be a good parent and read Calvin and Hobbes to them all night long. I'll be sure to kiss them goodbye before sending them out in the world to contaminate litter boxes, sandboxes, gardens, and yards. Before long, our progeny will be inhaled or ingested by unsuspected animals. When I get into something that is not a cat, I get bored rather quickly and go to sleep. You can call me Bradyzoite. Bradyzoite? Yeah. When I'm napping. Life in my intermediate host isn't all that bad. I can pick pretty much whatever cell type I want and make it a room. The neurons in the brain are ideal because the pesky immune system tends to leave the organ alone. I get plenty of peace and quiet. I chill and wait for the animal to get eaten, hopefully by a cat so I can get my groove on again. Like I said before, if I landed in a rodent, I know how to scramble their tiny brains to increase their chances of getting eaten by a hairball coughing feline.
That is terrifying. That's
So I
would swipe right.
if you, yes, swipe right on that guy. He sounds like he'd be a good dad, you know?
I apparently have an affinity for infectious parasites.
Yeah.
Like Nessie wiggled her way into my heart. My track record.
Right. It's been pretty good. I feel like real promising. But anyway, if you're looking for a good dad, Toxoplasma gondii sounds like the one where you're going right.
I would swipe right. 1,000%. Well, that was that episode. That was a lot about diarrhea and poop, and we love that. Butt worms. We got a super cool song, so stay for that. But we do have social media handles. Like I said, we have Facebook now. Let's Talk About Pets is our Facebook handle. And then talkpetswithus@gmail.com is our email. So if you have questions or you just want to talk, shoot us a snail mail.
A snail mail? Do you know what a snail mail is? That's the kind that you send with like a stamp.
Oh, well,
Don't do that.
we're not going to answer that. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for joining us. We will see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Out in the yard, the sun's rising hot. Oh, hound dog scratching, gotta figure why. Call the vet, they said check near the rear. All those parasites, man, they ain't too dear. Cat's been cleaning herself the whole day. Something ain't right, it's gotta be that way. But worms and the runs, it's a zoo, not a view. Better check that litter if you catch the clue. Let's gather round for a fecal float party. Check the sample quick, yeah, don't you be tardy. You, me, and the vet in the quarantine zone. Better safe that litter if you catch the clue. Might not be the party you had in mind, but we're keeping our pets healthy one stool at a time. It's the little things that show we really care. When parasites come knocking, we'll be so prepared. Got my gloves on tight, microscope in sight. Gonna examine poo in the middle of the night. Coffee in my cup and a laugh to be had. Fecal float party ain't as bad as it sounds, my lad. So here's to the vet techs working day and night, checking for the bugs that give our pets a fright. When the results come back and everything's clear, we'll raise a toast to health and a wagon rear. don't you be tardy. You, me, and the vet in the quarantine zone. Better safe that litter if you catch the clue. Let's gather round for a fecal float party. Check the sample quick, yeah, don't you be tardy. You, me, and the vet in the quarantine zone. Better safe that litter if you catch the clue. Let's gather round for a fecal float party. Check the sample quick, yeah, don't you be tardy. You, me, and the vet in the quarantine zone. Better safe that litter if you catch the clue. Might not be the party you had in mind, but we're keeping our pets healthy one stool at a time. It's the little things that show we really care. When parasites come knocking, we'll be so prepared. When parasites come knocking, we'll be so prepared. So here's to the vet techs working day and night, checking for the bugs that give our pets a fright. When the results come back and everything's clear, we'll raise a toast to health and a wagon rear. Well, here's to the vet techs working day and night, checking for the bugs that give our pets a fright. When the results come back and everything's clear, we'll raise a toast to health and a wagon rear. Wagon rear, rear.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.